do? Are you going to get things started?
Yeah, let's do
All right,
that,
we're going
man.
to start things with running backs.
And we'll do it with Philip Lindsay,
Okay.
who I acquired in a trade from you. I like him this week.
Okay.
Against the Cleveland Browns. They've allowed 4.6 yards per rushing attempts to running backs. They've also given up 3 top 6 fantasy runners, so Lindsay's a very good play. I'm also starting Jordan Howard. Can you help me here?
Chicago didn't need him.
Coming off a huge game against the Bills. In their last 3 games, there you go. The Bears have allowed 29-plus fantasy points to Josh Jacobs and Latavius Murray. And last week, they gave a touchdown each to Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. My sleeper?
Who is it?
Mark Walton. How about that? In his first game without Kenyon Drake, he led the Dolphins backfield in touches and snaps. He also saw 6 targets. The Jets have allowed the 7th most fantasy points to running backs, so Mark Walton's a viable flex this week.
He's going to tell the Jets, good night, John Boy, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
How about running back that you're sitting? Who is it?
I get it. You probably have to play him. You don't have to like it. David Montgomery's cutting off the best game he's had in his career from a fantasy perspective, but the Eagles have given up an average of fewer than 3 yards per rush and just 19 fantasy points per game. The running backs at the link. This is a bad matchup for the rookie, so if you have depth, you may want to sit him. And also, Sony Michel. Listen to this stat. Michel has averaged just 6.9 fantasy points in games that Rex Burkhead is active. In games he's out, he's averaging 19. Last week, Rex Burkhead was active, and he had 7.4 points. And this is also a tough matchup against the Ravens in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's a good indicator. Listen to that man right there. Okay, let's make the move to wideouts because I need a pair of hands that fantasy owners can count on this week.
Yeah, and you can definitely count on Allen Robinson. As much as I don't like David Montgomery, A-Rob is a very good start. He ranks 9th among wide receivers in targets per game. The Eagles have allowed 10 touchdowns and the most fantasy points to receivers lined out wide. Robinson runs about 61% of his routes in that area. I'm also starting, how about them Cowboys? Michael Gallup. He's got a great matchup this week against the Giants. They have surrendered an average of 15.4 yards per catch and the 6th most fantasy points to receivers lined out wide. Gallup is averaging almost 16 yards per catch, and he runs 83% of his routes out of the slot. Mike, sleeper? Well,
Who is it?
we gave him to you last week, and you hit a home run with it. 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
DK Metcalf, so let's double up on him against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've given up 7 touchdowns and the 5th most fantasy points to receivers who line out wide, and Metcalf is seeing a lot of opportunities in the red zone.
He was hoping to be a start this week, not a sleeper once again. He's going to ball out for you. He's going to ball out for you.
Starter. How about that?
Okay, who you sitting, man?
Terry McLaurin, and listen, I get it. He is a great wide receiver. This is a bad spot for him against the Bills and Tre'Davious White, and he might be catching passes from the very erratic Dwayne Haskins, and overall Buffalo has allowed just 2 touchdowns and the 7th fewest fantasy points to receivers lined out wide. And then I'm also sitting, sorry, Jarvis. I mean, I get it. You saw me on Twitter say that you're a sit. You didn't like it, but you're a sit again against the Denver Broncos. I mean, their defense has been tough, giving up an average of just 55 yards per game to the slot. So, Jarvis, sorry, my friend, but I'm benching you.